Okay, I'm gonna try this. This is my my makeshift setup for my video because I'm not home. Okay, so somebody asked me a question about drawing lettering on jars and stuff. Or actually, they didn't specify. They asked me a question about drawing lettering. And I'm going to try to do my best to answer the question and to explain why, if I tell you not to draw lettering, why I'm telling you this. Okay, so here I have a simple cylinder. Like, let's say it's like soup, right? Reference to Andy Warhol, soup cans. When you guys draw your lettering, a lot of you guys were just like writing the word. Why did I write soup? I'm sorry, why did I write milk? I meant to write soup. You guys were just writing the word soup on the can. I hope you can see this. It might be backwards because my screen is flipped, but that's okay. I can maybe flip it when I edit. But okay, so what you're not doing is you're not writing the word soup. What you have to understand is when you're looking at a jar or whatever it is that you're drawing, there are curves to the object that you're drawing. I'm assuming, the question was very specific, so I'm trying to do the best I can to answer the bigger question while also answering the smaller question. So if you guys refer back to that photo that I put in the simple contour line still life assignment, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that, but you'll see a diagram somewhere like this where I was talking to you about the height of these ellipses. And I'll try and draw this a little bit transparent so you can understand that this ellipse is going to be higher than this ellipse because if you're standing and your eye level is somewhere up there, this ellipse is going to be higher. Plus. This should be minus. Okay, so back to the lettering. And why am I talking about that diagram? I'm talking about that diagram because when you draw lettering, you have to understand that the lettering, if it is, some lettering is diagonal and some lettering is straight across. I would recommend starting with the straight across because that's going to be the easiest. Once it starts to become diagonal, then you really have to, it's a different can of worms. No pun intended. But let's just talk about doing a simple lettering. But the lines on that diagram that I showed you are going to be like the guidelines. They change. So when they're up here, they're less curved. Just like the ellipse is changing. The curves along the can are also going to change. So they're going to get curvier as you move towards the bottom. And when you are labeling your cans or whatever it is that you are drawing on, you have to set those lines in. I'm using lighter gestural lines. I have a heavy hand, so it's kind of ending up looking kind of dark. But you have to set the lines in, or you should set the lines in to kind of give yourself a guide to know how the letters kind of line up on the label. So they're going to wrap around the label. So I'm just boxing these in so that I can figure out where I'm putting the letters, so that you're not writing soup. You're drawing the letters that are on the can. And actually, soup is not a great. This is not a great. Well, maybe the P. The P. See, this is a good example. The P of the letter soup falls on this kind of, I don't know what you would call this. This guideline. Okay, and then this part of the S, as long as it's like a boxy letter like this, also falls on that guideline. So you have to think about how you're aligning the letters so they are kind of following the the contours. There you go. The contours of the can, right? So putting in those guidelines is going to help you. I don't know, maybe they have some like, what are these called again? I can't remember what they're called. Oh, I can't remember what these things are called. The little feetsies things on the letters. Serifs, that's it. So let's see. If I were going to say canned, and if you think about the word canned, see, like it helps to kind of write it out here and think about there's half of it here and there's half of it here. So it's going to be like this. Sometimes it even helps to draw it backwards. Like you can, you know, something like that. And then you know that it's like you have to divide your spacing so that, oops, actually I spelled this C-A-N. Oh no. Oh, I got it right. I just spelled it. I put the letters in the wrong place here. Canned, except, and actually now they're not even fitting because, okay, so hold on a second. And as you go back, you're gonna, this letter C is gonna be foreshortened. When I say foreshortened, it's basically when, if you look at my pencil, it looks long like this, but as soon as I turn it around, that is foreshortening. It's when you see the pencil, like dead on, and then if you turn the pencil, it starts to get shorter. And then if you look at it from dead on, you can't even see the length of the pencil. This is foreshortening. That's like a frontal view, and that is foreshortening. And what's happening with the letter here is that it becomes foreshortened because it's on the edge. It's like right up on the side of the can, and the can starts to wrap around. And that's why you're not going to see as much as this. You're not going to see as much of the letter C than you are, let's say, of the S and the O. And actually, this would also be foreshortened, and this would also be foreshortened. I'm just kind of, you know, drawing quickly for the sake of the demo. So let's see if I can make this kind of look convincing. And you know, guys, this is a beginning drawing class, so it's not, you're not trying to be, you know, Renaissance Michelangelo or anything like that, but I'm trying to, you know, I'm just trying to give you guys, you know, the basic information that you guys need to kind of build off of it if you do continue to take, you know, if you do want to take another drawing class or take it again, because really drawing, all it is really practice. It's really practice. And you know, online drawing is a little difficult because really in my in-person class, drawing has a lot to do with your body and using your body to make the actual drawing. And sitting, you know, I can do it now shorthand, like I'm sitting here, and I call it shorthand because really, like, without having, you know, practice, like really using your body, like anything you really do, like if you're really trying to do something well, like physical, you tend to stand up. Like if you're, you know, think about trying to wash dishes at a sink sitting down. It's harder than if you stand up. You have more mobility, you have more agility, can move around a little more. Okay, so I hope that answers the question of how to do lettering on, well, I'm showing you a jar. The question was pretty specific to an assignment, so I don't know if this is going to answer the question, but this should at least help, because if you put them, I'm not going to be specific because I don't want to like blow up anybody's spot, but if you put, let's see if I can zoom, if you put lettering on a cylindrical object, this is how you would do it.